Well, hi there. It is just after 11:15 and time to show up. I'm showing up. I'm glad you showed up. I appreciate every single one of you. Do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit, and let's shit in the box. The Steam sale got me this weekend. It jumped up and bit me. And unfortunately, it did some damage to the tune of 4 games. and, the first couple of games that I picked up Katamai Damacy and We Love Katamari because, I've been using the OG Steam controller, which only has 1 analog stick. But my new Steam controller has 2 analog sticks. Now, I had previously picked up the We Love Katamari, or the Katamai Damacy reroll, because it has a simplified control scheme where you can move with 1 stick. But it turned out that you still needed the second stick to do certain moves. So it still required you to have 2 sticks, and that was frustrating and annoying. So I refunded it and figured I'll get it again later. And it was on sale during the Steam sale, so I went ahead and got it. I did not get the third Katamai Damacy game because for some inexplicable reason they didn't put that one on sale. They were just like, "No, these first 2 are on sale, but this one's full price." Okay, fine, I won't buy it. I'll wait till you put that one on sale and then I'll buy it. Because, let's be clear, I had the Katamai Damacy games on my PlayStation 2, so. Was it my PlayStation 2, or was it the original PlayStation? I never had a PlayStation 3, or a PlayStation 4, or a PlayStation 5 for that matter. Once the Xbox 360 came out, I was like, nope, I'm an Xbox guy, fuck Sony. Because of reasons. Mostly because of the fan base. Sony fanboys are nasty, and I don't like them, and I didn't want to associate with them anymore. Now the Xbox fanboys are just as bad, so yeah, I didn't get an Xbox One. and I didn't get the Series X either. So it's just like, yeah, no, I think I'm walking away from this console shit. Y'all suck. And then you have the PC Master Race people, and guys, a console is a really good idea. There are a lot of good reasons why you might want to use a console instead of your PC to play games, and it's frequently way more cost effective, and it also places a nice wall between the place where you do your work and the place where you play your games, and that's a nice thing to have. So I'm not one of these PC Master Race people, and I think the people who are PC Master Race people kind of fucking suck. Anyway, so I was playing Katamai Damacy and We Love Katamari. I was greatly enjoying those, but then I have also picked up Ghostwire Tokyo. I have not even started that yet. I haven't even looked at it. And I got the Dredge Complete Edition because I've been told that's a really good game and I should play it. And I went, well, I'll get it. Who knows? Maybe I'll like it. Doesn't really look like something I'll like. It doesn't seem like... I've put 20 hours into that game over the past 2 days. It's not so much that the game is great as that the game is really well designed. The way it is structured, it kind of leads you through the game, and each goal that it leads you to is an achievable goal, but you have to work to get there. And I was kind of looking at this and I was going, this is like a slightly easier version of the Dark Souls experience people tell me about. Because you go to do something and there's this horrible, unfair boss in your way that you have to run away from. And then you go back later after you've gotten some upgrades and you just kind of work out bit by bit how you can deal with the problem. Like there's There's one boss monster that is blind, and it relies on the noises made by its attendants to track you down. So you go into an area, and there are these fish that go under your ship and make noise. And each one of those fish that goes under your ship slows your ship down. So as more of them collect, you get slower and slower until the boss can catch you. But there are also volcanic vents in the water. And if you pilot your ship over those vents, well, the volcanic vents are like spewing hot ash and gas into the water. So that makes the noisy fish scatter and get away from you. And that's your kind of defense there, and you work that out by reading something or other in game. There's this thing in game that you have to read, and it's kind of cryptic. Everything's very Lovecraftian in this game. Everything's very Shadow over Innsmouth-y, and that was fun. I enjoy that. I do like me some Lovecraftian stuff. I just kind of lean more in the direction of Lord Dunsany, because Lovecraft was a galloping racist, and his work really wasn't that good, honestly. I mean, he revisits the same basic concepts over and over again, and they're concepts that had previously been visited by Lord Dunsany, but Dunsany approached the subjects from a different area. And Dunsany had a problem with technology, and Lovecraft had a problem with black people. And just like foreigners and immigrants in general. But Dunsany did all of these stories that were like, it's like you boil them down and I fucking hate advertising. And I fucking hate factories. Whereas Lovecraft always had this story that boiled down to the people who live in that town are weird. Oh, those people are foreigners. They don't belong here. They're not like us. And there is something scary about that. There is something scary about those people are not like us, but it's a much better choice instead of saying those people aren't like us because they came from another country and they're primitive and have a weird religion. It's much more interesting to say they're not like us because something is very wrong with them. They have the wrong values. And I find that much creepier when you can look at somebody and go, oh, you just look at them and know they're different. I don't find that all that scary. I just find that a kind of cover for racism. Whereas if, here's kind of what it comes down to, okay? There's this folk horror thing like The Wicker Man or Rosemary's Baby, where these old dark rituals that used to be performed way back in the day are still being performed by people who look just like you. You can't tell who they are by looking at them. They might be in the cult, they might not. Hereditary also dealt with this. Hereditary had cultists that are just like out and about, and they look just like everybody else. That's much more interesting. I was trying to talk about game design. I ended up talking about Lovecraft and Dunsany. But the atmosphere and the storyline of Dredge is really good. It does an excellent job of that. But the thing about the game design is everything is very incremental and everything's very kind of, they have these individual areas that you go to one at a time. And you have to sort of gradually learn your way around the game's systems. And you have to figure out, there are all of these little puzzly things. They're not hard puzzles. They're not puzzles that need a lot of time and energy and effort to solve. They're not the kind of thing that you stare at and go, what the fuck does that mean? It's just you look at it and you go, I have a vague idea what that means, but it's like, where do I find the 3 pieces? Well, you find the 3 pieces around the map. So you just go around and you find the 3 pieces, and then you bring them to the place and you put them into the hands of the 3 statues, and you do it in the right order, and they go, okay, you solved the puzzle. Not a hard puzzle. It's not a difficult puzzle. It's just you have to go through the motions. You have to do all of the stuff. And usually you have things like in Skyrim, you have these people that go, oh my God, how will we ever figure out how to get in to the eternally locked temple? Well, there's these 3 pillars over here with like symbols on them. And over top of the pillars, there's symbols in the wall. So I don't know, maybe if you turned those pillars until the symbols match the ones on the wall, do you think maybe that might do something? Had that ever occurred to you? This isn't like a vast secret thing that everybody's looking at and trying to solve. This is like, there's a puzzle that needs to be solved, but it's in that spooky old house. Well, what happens if you solve the puzzle? I don't know, probably something spooky. Well, hasn't anybody tried? No, we're too spooked. It's too spooky. We're not going to do it. Okay. Well, I guess I'll try it. Because you're the player. You're stupid. You do dumb shit. That's your whole job is to do dumb shit that nobody else would do. You do things nobody in their right mind would do. It's like, here's this dungeon that's full of monsters, and at the bottom there's like a chest that, I don't know, might have a sword or something in it. Well, what if it's a really good sword? Oh, I don't care. I can't use a sword. I don't know how to use a sword. Yeah, you want it? Go on in there and try to get it back out. Skyrim's full of stuff like that. It's just like, oh no, we're all just like hanging around here. Man, we could go in there and get the thing, but we just don't want to. We can't figure it out. We don't know how to get it, and nobody knows where it is. Nobody knows what this coral dragon claw opens. It's a cave right. There's a cave right over there. You know what I've always wondered? Every single one of those dragon claws in Skyrim looks the same. How do you know which one you need for the door? When you get to the door and it goes, oh, you need the coral dragon claw to open this door. How do you know the dragon claw you need is the coral dragon claw? It would just be like, you don't have the right dragon claw for this door. None of your dragon claws work. I mean, really, couldn't you just use any dragon claw? Couldn't you just use any of the dragon claws as long as you set the 3 rings correctly? It seems like you could use any of them. It seems like this is a situation where you use the combination and then you use the key. It's the combination of something you have and something you know. But no, they put the thing you need to know on the key. This is not very secure at all. Dredge gives you easy puzzles, and those easy puzzles are fairly simple to solve, but most people don't want to solve them because they're like, yeah, I don't care. Like, oh, there's supposed to be like a thing that you can get if you solve the puzzle. Well, why don't you solve the puzzle? Because I don't want the thing. Well, what is the thing? I don't know. It's like a book or some shit. You don't want the book? No, I don't want the book. Not that book, no. It's a book of forbidden knowledge or some such shit. The thing about the game design, though, is that, see, most games, when you get the DLC, and there's 3 DLCs for Dredge, and the first one is the Blackstone Key. The Blackstone Key opens a temple, and you get, like, 2 things out of it that are useful, I guess. And they don't really change the game that much, just a little bit. But they do, you know, change the game. And then the next DLC was like the polar something or other. It's like a South Pole kind of shit. What is it? Here it is. Let me go see. Hello? The Pale Reach, that's what it is. So the Pale Reach was released in 2021, I think it is. 2023. And maybe Dredge itself was released in 2021. Something was in 2021, wasn't it? No, both the main game and the first DLC came out in 2023. About 8 months apart, and then the last bit, the last one, the Iron Rig, came out in 2024, August 15th. So, yeah, about 9 months afterward. That's a reasonable time frame. And anyway, so the Pale Reach adds some stuff to the game, and then the Iron Rig adds more stuff. And typically, the DLCs, everybody that's playing a game, whenever you release a DLC, the things they want better shit than they had in the base game. So now that you've got better shit than is in the base game in the DLC, you can just end run the main game by doing the DLC stuff first. Because there's always a better weapon, and there's better armor, and there's better equipment, and all of that is sitting in the DLC, and all you got to do is race off and do the DLC. I didn't even start with the Iron Rig DLC until after I finished the main storyline, because, you know, I didn't want to ruin things, but I had things in the wrong order. I thought the Iron Rig came first, and then the Pale Reach, because I looked at them and I went, the Iron Rig is smaller. It's up at the top of the map, and it fits. Because you look up at the top of the map and the coordinates of the Iron Rig are still on the original map. But then down south, you have the Pale Reach content, and that's in negative numbers. So I'm like, okay, that one was probably added after they added everything they thought they were going to add. Something is in my eye, and it is bothering me. Anyway. The stuff in the Iron Rig DLC is an upgrade to the stuff you get in the base game. It gives you an upgrade to all of the equipment you have in the base game, but you have to get the equipment from the base game first. You have to work your way up to that thing, and then you can upgrade it. If you haven't gotten it yet, you can't upgrade that thing. So they've actually done a good job on that, and I thought that was pretty cool. Whereas the Pale Reach, they've got ice fishing now, and in order to ice fish, you have to get an ice fishing pole. I guess that's useful, but once you leave the DLC area, there's no fucking ice, so you're not doing any ice fishing. It's a complete fucking waste. Hold on. But yeah, I'm just kind of going off the cuff talking about this because Because I realized it was after 11 o'clock and I hadn't done a video yet today. Oh shit, I better shut down the game and go make a video. But the way they've organized stuff, I haven't even done the Pale Reach stuff yet. There's a thing you're supposed to build to upgrade your ship, and that upgrade is worthless outside of that DLC. And the upgraded fishing pole that you get down there is worthless outside of that DLC. And then all of the Iron Rig stuff is upgrades to stuff that you have to have already upgraded to in the main game. And I really like the way they've constructed that because it doesn't let you do that end run. You have to do the main game content, or you can't get the DLC content. You have to do the whole thing, you know. But one of the things that is striking me about the game is an awful lot of the fun part of the game is having to figure shit out. I don't know what the replayability is going to be like on this. They do have like 230 fish you're supposed to catch. I'll bet there's an achievement for catching all 230 fish. They probably have achievements for catching all of the fish in a given category, all the fish of a particular type. So that's going to be kind of annoying. I don't know how annoying that'll be. Like, it may or may not be fairly simple in an end game scenario to catch all of the different fish you need to catch. I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. But they had this in-game encyclopedia that I was looking at, and it was going, this is really useful if you use it. And they do tell you, you know, use your encyclopedia to figure stuff out. But if you don't use it, you can just you can puzzle through stuff and figure it out on your own. I'm mostly puzzling through stuff and figuring it out on my own. But then when I get like really frustrated and annoyed at something like, you have to catch this particular kind of crab. Well, what the fuck? Where do I get that kind of crab? Look it up in the encyclopedia. You can look it up in the encyclopedia and you can see like where to find it and what depth it is and what you need to get it. And okay, now I understand. Now I can go get the crab. And you've got three different ways to catch stuff. You can catch them on a line, you can catch them in a net, or you can catch them in a crab trap. And that collection of different ways to go about doing stuff is really kind of interesting because it's a different method of playing the game for each of them. And I'm not sure if you can use the passive trawling method for all of the fish, but you can use it for a lot of them. I catch a lot of stuff for the first time in a net. And then the iron rig gives you opportunities to collect more equipment, more materials. And that's interesting. That was driving me nuts because my storage was all crapped up. I kept picking up these crates. And they were just packing my storage full. I was like, God, what am I supposed to do? Where can I get rid of these? Is there some place I can sell them? And eventually I went, oh, wait, I'm probably supposed to take them somewhere. It probably has something to do with this J15 label on the, oh, it's coordinates that are like actually on your map. Yeah, okay, so I need to take it to location J15. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. But then I did, and I started the iron rig stuff. God, what is up with my eyes? Probably just eye strain from playing the game too fucking much. Staring at the screen way too long. Anyway, um, that's what I've been doing all day. That's what I've been doing the past couple of days. Is playing Dredge, and I still have yet to play Ghostwire Tokyo and see if that's any good. Haven't even started that. But Dredge is pretty fucking cool, and I'm really liking the way that it's designed and the atmosphere of it. I like the way it all comes together, and I'm always kind of analyzing and thinking about games, and not just playing them and going, "This game is good. This is a good game." Yeah, I'm always kind of looking at it and thinking about it in terms of a fellow craftsman built this. Somebody else who builds games built this game. And I'm going to build a game of my own, and there's stuff I can learn from this game to put into my game. Like, I am still trying to figure out whether I'm going to have special attacks in my game. Because maybe I will, maybe I won't. I haven't decided whether I'm going to. I haven't decided whether I want to. But I think that if I do have special attacks, they should be different per character. And I have these ideas, but I'm not sure whether they're good. And I need to play with them some more before I commit to anything. Anyway, that's where things are. That's what I've been doing, and do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And okay, bye.